One other cool thing about this is, since it is a chevron, if you choose to do so, you can aim it East LA style like this, and suddenly you have got the greater than symbol, and you can make the alligator eat the number on the left side. Whereas if you choose to aim it like this, suddenly you are showing the less than symbol, and you can make the alligator eat the number on the right side. Very nice feature, very nice. I love any chance incorporating math with firearms.
Mathematics is important. Physics is math. Physics is mathematics. Can you put a "the more you know" star here? Right here.
So guys, this is Jake and Brent with TN Tac Pack coming at you with another special review. Today we are looking at the Holosun 507C ACSS Vulcan Red Dot.
Show the good people all about it.
We actually have this currently mounted on a Canon TP9 Elite Combat. I chose to get this Red Dot because after buying the 407C, I really wanted to give this one a shot. I didn't even know it existed at the time, and I felt like with where I'm at, I'm currently having trouble finding the Red Dot sometimes, and I'm still trying to get used to aiming. So I thought this would be a great choice to kind of be like a trainer for me in order to get faster with that Red Dot acquisition. I like it. If you've never shot a pistol with a Red Dot before, one thing that you'll encounter almost immediately is that it sometimes is a little bit harder to find the actual Red Dot through such a small piece of glass. The concept behind this Red Dot was to give you a standard Red Dot reticle, in this case it's a chevron, but encase it around a very large ring to help you basically find the center of that Red Dot a little bit more efficiently, a little bit quicker, so you can kind of get the hang of it, get used to automatically getting on point with that Red Dot eventually.
Kind of like a signpost on a bypass road, points you towards the city center.
When you actually hold it out, you don't see the ring. The ring is just an indicator to show where you need to adjust in order to see the chevron. So for example, if you have it tilted to the right, you'll see that edge of the ring. If you have it tilted too far to the left, you'll see that edge. Same thing with having it too tilted up and having it too tilted far down. If you're coming up and looking for it, that helps you quickly find it and be like, oh, there it is. Which the MOA I think is about 30 for that ring. And the whole idea is that you're able to quickly find the center of that circle where your Red Dot is much more quickly, much more efficiently than you would otherwise with just a regular Red Dot. And so far in my experience, it has definitely improved my sight acquisition time significantly. We have not zeroed this Red Dot yet. It's supposed to be zeroed about 25 yards from the factory, but we're gonna give it a shot. It's definitely more than that. We're gonna give it a shot and see if we can hit some steel from here. We'll make some adjustments if we need to. So we'll start with the big steel up top up there. Yep. Now, the chevron and ring is interchangeable. You can have just the chevron by itself, or if you're still training and kind of learning with the Red Dot, you can have the chevron and ring on at the same time. Like all Holosuns, it does have a solar panel up here near the top, and that's great for a couple of different things. Number one is it will actually help power the Red Dot itself in case your battery ever dies. And in addition to that, it also has the auto adjust feature where it'll actually be brighter in direct sunlight, and it'll be a little bit more dim if you're in like shade or shadows or dark areas. Okay, so we're going to zero this in just a second here. If I can learn to aim. If you're experienced with Holosun Red Dot products before, you'll know that typically that auto adjust feature isn't really always that great. For example, if you're shooting from like a dark shadowy area, almost like in cover, out into a bright sunlit area, it's really gonna end up just washing out the reticle and you won't be able to see it.
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble with that personally.
And vice versa with the alternative, where if you are, say, shooting from a sunlit area into like a dark room or something, then it gets to the point where the reticle is extremely bright and you may have a little bit of trouble IDing your target before you actually shoot them.
I had trouble IDing the doorway. The entirety of the thing was blown out in red laser.
Yeah. So just a couple things to note. We prefer to keep it manually adjustable so that we can adjust to whatever situation we're in.
I thought middle of the road looked nice for about almost every situation.
Now, with that being said, like we said just a second ago, it does have a battery. There is a battery tray right here on the side, and it does take a CR1632 battery. The chevron and the actual circle, it should give you about 20,000 hours of battery life. If you switch just the chevron and remove the circle, then it will actually give you about 50,000 hours of battery life. So pretty much on par with the battery life of other Holosun products out there. Seems to be pretty well zeroed straight from the factory. Initial thoughts real quickly, I'm already noticing that the chevron is a little bit hard to aim with than I initially thought, at least from further distances back, about 25 or 30 feet, yards, whatever. You're supposed to just aim the very tip, just the tip. Not really an issue, but when you go further back where that chevron is kind of big, a little bit of adjustment because I'm so used to just, I guess, aiming towards the middle of it. You know, relatively speaking to regular red dots. This one is just throwing me off a little bit. I'm not hitting it. Let me aim below it and above it and see if I can find the spot for it. Okay, so it is definitely shooting way too low. But the beauty of that chevron, remember we talked about, the beauty of that chevron is that it tells you, you know, when you read the manual and everything on the back of the box and stuff, it says aim at the bottom portion of that chevron the further you go back. So that might be on me. Let's try that. Yep. But as far as finding the red dot, it definitely helps to have that big ring around it. I'm definitely finding the red dot immediately. So as far as a training tool goes, I think that this is a really good option for you.
He agrees.
I think he agrees.
Rooster approved.
In addition to that, you also have the auto off feature with shake awake. So for example, if you've got your pistol sitting there for a while on the side, like at the nightstand or something, then after about 5 minutes or so, it will actually turn off. And then whenever you do pick it up, it'll actually pick up that motion and it will turn back on for you. So you don't have to worry about pressing any buttons or anything like that.
That's a little better.
Yep.
I really like the chevron. I really think you know what? No, I know in my heart I prefer it over a dot. For sure. I wish every optic I had a chevron.
For me, it definitely seems a little bit more clear cut. You just aim at the very point, just the tip.
Yeah.
Just the tip. If you actually zero it at say like 25 yards for a 9mm, then the tip of it will obviously be 0 at 25, but then the very bottom of the chevron will actually be like at 100. Now, that's just a number for a 9mm. You can put this on 40, 45, and you can even put it on like as a rifle optic if you want. They actually list out on the back of their box the different bullet drops and zeroing and for different calibers and everything as well. Okay, so I'm definitely able to acquire the red dot much faster with that ring rather than just having a dot by itself. All right, so pros and cons to this particular red dot. I like a lot of things about it. I find it much faster to find the center of the red dot with that large ring around it. However, that being said, the chevron, I kind of wish it was just a dot because honestly, when you're aiming at further distances, I was having a lot of trouble just trying to find the exact point of impact. Now, we did work on zeroing this just a little bit, but for the most part, I did find because you have a larger overall reticle with the chevron rather than just a dot, it did make it a little bit more challenging shooting it the further out you go. So this is definitely, I would definitely consider this to be more of just a training red dot to just kind of get used to the feel of aiming down sight with it and finding the center a lot faster. I feel like if you are already efficient with finding the center of that red dot and you're already able to just naturally get that point of aim, this may not be a good option for you. However, everybody else that hasn't taken the time and the muscle memory practice to make that happen, I think it's a great option. And for roughly about $300 or so, I think it's probably one of the best red dots you can find to shoot accurately and efficiently. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I think I would. If you're not already like a pro competition shooter, this will definitely make you aim a little bit faster and get you on that path. Guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Did you pick up on these red knots? Love to hear from you. We will see you next time.
Subscribers.
I like the feel of your skin.
I like the feel of your thumbprint. It's the only one like it in the whole world. And now it's mine forever.
See about that.